there is a new Fantastic Four First Steps trailer out, and while there are a lot of cool details to unpack, there is one in particular that might reveal a major plot point about what has actually happened to baby Franklin Richards. You're not going to want to miss this. And if you like what my team and I do here on this channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss more videos in the future. This clip comes from an official Marvel Entertainment tweet showing a sneak peek of the Fantastic Four promo that aired during the NBA Finals. But this isn't really the promo itself. We got a slightly longer version posted by @Kamigatafa, which is filled with some rapid-fire action moments. I've slowed down and isolated a few key frames here to examine more closely. But first, let's look at the moment that everybody's talking about. The one that seems to suggest Galactus is already here on Earth, and he has come for baby Franklin. We can see Herbie, the robot assistant, holding baby Franklin close, while telling him, "Get behind me." In the background, we can see a massive black silhouette looming over them. It looks like Now, since this appears to be a direct shot from the film, we know Galactus is physically on Earth. He doesn't appear to be using his Silver Surfer Herald just yet, because Norrin has his own separate appearance later in the promo. Now, because this is a child actor, it's very unlikely Marvel would film a baby Franklin scene just for a promo, especially one this early in production. So this is probably a real scene from the movie. This means Galactus is able to find Franklin on Earth, and it is happening before the Silver Surfer arrives. This also means Galactus is likely at the Baxter building, because if he had gone to the Storm family house, Reed would have been there with Ben and Johnny. If he went to the Fantastic Four's main base of operations, then it makes sense that Reed would be there with a robot assistant who could help defend his unborn child. Now, this could be a vision or dream sequence, but given how many other real scenes are packed into this brief clip, I think it's safe to assume this is taking place in real time. In fact, it could take place during the climax of the film. Now, where is Sue in this scene? Well, she could be off-panel on the left side of the screen. Given the lighting, she might be standing next to Herbie and Franklin on the ground level, possibly operating a console to try and protect her son from afar. Or perhaps she's still in space, still trying to repair the ship so they can get home. She could also be incapacitated somehow, unable to help. Another detail worth mentioning is that according to the Fantastic Four, child actor laws only allow for so many hours of work per day. So if Franklin was taken off planet, for example, to the Excelsior ship, it would make sense for them to film these types of scenes now, because they would have to wait months until the baby actor was old enough to reprise the role. But if Galactus is already on Earth, then everything else can take place on set in real time. So why does Galactus want Franklin? How will he use the unborn Richards child? Well, I have a few theories, but first, let's talk about Franklin Richards himself. Franklin is a mutant whose powers most likely began from the moment of his conception due to something called CMBBR, or cosmic microwave background radiation, which is a scientific term for the radiation that permeated the universe after the Big Bang. When exposed to this radiation, certain individuals develop superpowers. It's unclear whether Franklin would have developed powers without this exposure, but based on his mother's mutation, it was almost certainly a catalyst. Earlier Fantastic Four footage released by Marvel Studios showed the Silver Surfer phasing through Sue Storm's womb as he looked for Franklin. If Franklin's powers manifested due to CMBBR, it's possible he would emit a form of this radiation, allowing his father, Reed, or other cosmic beings like Galactus, to detect him. And speaking of cosmic beings, the reason Galactus is even looking for Franklin is to consume him. We know Galactus feeds off planets and typically seeks out worlds with abundant cosmic energy to devour. On top of that, previous trailers have shown the Fantastic Four traveling to different realities and alternate universes to gather allies against Galactus. This implies that Franklin is the key to defeating Galactus. And while that sounds crazy, if Franklin emits CMBBR or a similar cosmic radiation signature, Galactus may have tracked his signal across the multiverse, leading him to this particular universe. And if Franklin's powers are tied to CMBBR, he could potentially be a source of infinite power. In fact, in the comics, Franklin's power levels are incredibly vast. He's capable of warping reality, teleporting, manipulating matter and energy, and even controlling and creating black holes. It's plausible that Galactus, whose power signature is associated with cosmic energy, could feed off of Franklin's powers if he consumed him. Another possibility is that Galactus is not looking to consume Franklin, but instead to use him. There's a theory that Galactus will attempt to use Franklin's power to restore his lost universe. In the comics, Franklin once restored Galactus's universe, which was destroyed by the Beyonder, but that was under completely different circumstances. The idea is that if Franklin is tied to cosmic energy and creation, he could potentially be used to remake Galactus's universe. However, this would require an immense amount of power, and Franklin would likely need to be at full strength. Still, it is a possibility considering Galactus has a history of striking deals with powerful beings to save his own life. However, we also know the Fantastic Four are going to try and stop Galactus, most likely with the ultimate knowledge. But this scene with Herbie and baby Franklin suggests that they may fail. Now, the question becomes, what kind of vision or dream was this? Was it a premonition of the future, or was it something else entirely? One fan on Twitter speculated that it might have been a vision of the Silver Surfer that appeared in Fantastic Four #700. The Fantastic Four travel back in time to prevent Galactus from devouring Earth. The Silver Surfer appears to read in a vision, showing him the devastation caused by Galactus in the future and warning him of the danger ahead. In this storyline, Franklin was sent away to Spidey's home dimension, Earth 616, to be raised by Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson, far away from any potential conflict. In the comics, Galactus is drawn to Franklin due to his incredible power and seeks to consume him. As a result, the Fantastic Four make every effort to hide Franklin from Galactus. But eventually Galactus tracks him down and battles the combined forces of the Fantastic Four, and in the end, it's up to Reed to make a deal with Galactus, promising to give up his life in exchange for Galactus sparing the lives of his family and friends. However, Franklin uses his powers to interfere, restoring Galactus's universe, which was destroyed during the battle, and saving his father's life. Now, going back to the Fantastic Four. First Steps promo. This entire scene could be taking place inside of some sort of vision, simulation, or manipulated reality. It could be a way for Marvel to showcase what's at stake without giving too much away. After all, Franklin is clearly a vital part of the plot, and if Galactus manages to capture or use him, the consequences could be dire. Franklin could be in danger either because Galactus wants to consume him or use his power to restore his universe. Also, remember, this is a Fantastic Four movie, not just a Galactus movie. So while it's likely that Galactus will play a significant role, the focus will ultimately be on the Fantastic Four and how they deal with the threat he poses. It's possible that this scene will leave us with more questions than answers, designed to pique our curiosity and keep us guessing about Galactus's true intentions regarding Franklin. One last thing, let's talk about the promo itself. Unlike the other two Fantastic Four promos released so far, this one wasn't filmed with adult actors and stylized to look like a retro 60s promo. Instead, it seems like a direct cut from the film. The use of a baby actor, the visual effects, and overall production quality suggest this is a real scene from the movie. Additionally, the rest of the promo features the same type of fast-paced action and visual style as the previous two. It seems like Marvel is trying to highlight the fact that despite being a family film, Fantastic Four First Steps will deliver on the action and excitement fans have come to expect. So what do you think of this new Fantastic Four First Steps promo? What do you think of this scene with Herbie and baby Franklin? Are you excited to see the film when it releases in theaters on February 14th, 2025? Don't forget to subscribe for more Marvel news and updates. And thank you for watching. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching, make sure to subscribe for more exciting Maxiverse twist content.